Hi guys. Last week we saw a significant volatility in the forex markets, which is caused by a mix of economic data and geopolitical development. And you know that since Trump has entered, there has been a tariff news here and there. And last week, on Monday to Thursday, we saw US dollar strength coming to the market, where we saw the likes of Euro USD selling massively, DPS selling massively, and then USD CAD buying massively, and US dollar JPY with a massive buy. But things takes a reverse turn on Friday when the non-farm period came in at just 73,000 below expectation, you get, and the unemployment rose to 4.2%. That is not a good one. And then you see the previous job figures were revised significantly lower. Yeah. So, and there is an increasing speculation that the Federal Reserve could cut interest rates soon. So, which all of these things add up, and then we saw the US dollar weakness on Friday, you get. So, and then previously the Fed kept the rate unchanged during the meeting, but they always adopt a caution tone, and then caution tone you get. So, which means that what they are looking for is data-driven approach. So they don't want to do anything without the collation of data. You know how they do. They don't want to take politics into their major decision, you get. So, and that's all we saw last week. And then we saw that US dollar week at the end of last week. That is on Friday. We saw the US dollar weakness. So what are we now looking at going to the next week? Majorly the US dollar pairs. For me, I think the strength should continue, because I think the US dollar strength has been for a long time, like you get, and there is a need for a retracement. For me, I think that news is just for a retracement. That's what I think. Personally, that's what I think. So for me, what are we looking at? This is the DSY, and if you check the DSY, you see that price bounce at this trend line level to the upside. Yeah, this trend line level is a significant support level. So now we are in a monthly time frame. So for me, I think this monthly time frame needs to retrace. So which means that after this monthly candle close, we saw a retracement. So this retracement, I think this retracement should bounce at this particular area. So the retracement is at 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, but I guess we should still see price moving back to 50% Fibonacci retracement level, this level, before we see a major pullback, like a major continuation to the uptrend, you understand. So for me, next week I think we should just see this retracement coming back here, then a rejection. So the DSY will continue the strength, and then this plays a very, very strong resistance level, if you ask me. But I still feel that this one is still stronger. This one of this trend line is still stronger than this one. So I feel like next week we should see price coming back to 50% Fibonacci retracement level, or 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, you get. Or we might even see price rejecting at 38.2 Fib retracement level. So I'm looking at any of these three. So I'm looking at seeing a reversal pattern. So let's go to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame will do a justice to this. So see this weekly time frame, see the candle, that this is still a strong momentum to the upside. And after it reject, we didn't see anything like an inverted hammer around this area. So which means that there's still a probability that price will continue to the upside. And this kind of candle, what we normally see on this kind of candle is that price will just retest, like price will just do a small retracement, and then you see that price will continue to go to the upside. So that's what I see right now on DSY. So the DSY strength will continue next week, if you ask me. So this is the daily time frame. Let's put price in a daily time frame like this. So as you can see, there is a breakout of this level, and then this resistance level has been broken, and then this is a retest. So for me, I think that we should see a bullish candle close on Monday. Then if you see a bullish candle close on Monday, the subsequent day should be bullish for the dollar. So that's what I'm actually looking at around this area for a bullish continuation, you get. So if you let's check the 4-hour time frame. Checking the 4-hour time frame, you see that this place is there is a significant support level at this particular area, you get. So let's just, so this is where I'm looking for price to retrace back, and then we should have a rejection from there on Monday next week, and then price should break this high of 100 to the upside. So I think that's what I'm looking at on the DSY, that is on the dollar, you get. So that monthly retracement there is very, very important for price to do a retracement after a move. You know, there will be a normal move and a retracement move. So I think that's a normal move on the last month candle, and the monthly candle of the DSY, and then this month candle is a retracement, and it will soon we will soon see a rejection around this particular area, you get. So you might still see a rejection, and the price will continue to go to the upside. And if you see this candle is an engulfing candle, you get, which is a bullish reversal candle. So it is a rejection candle to the upside. So let's see, which means that what am I looking at in the day in the US dollar pairs? I'm looking at DU resume to the downside, EU resume to the downside after small retracement to the upside, you get. So that's what I'm actually looking at. And then welcome back to the weekly forex forecast. It's been a while, and everything I said here is a financial advice. Nothing is an investment advice. This is just for educational purpose, you get. It's just for educational purpose, not a financial advice. So welcome back to this channel, and then we will resume the weekly forex forecast fully. And we have a broker, that is a recommended broker, in the description box, and a recommended profile in the description box. So you can register as low as you can deposit as low as 2,000 naira to trade with Headway, and then you can have access to large capital when you trade with Blueberry Funded. So just the link is in the description. Just click register. Any question about it, come to my inbox and ask me. So before we go to the individual currency, let's check the economic activities of next week. There's not much in the economic activity next week. We don't really have much on it. So as you can see, Monday we just have Swiss franc CPI, which the month over month will be out, and the forecast is minus 0.2% against 0.2%, which is the previous, which means that it might have a short-term weakness, if another factor does not determine the strength of the CHF next week. And then on Tuesday we have the ISM service PMI, not the manufacturing one. We have the ISM service PMI, sorry, on Tuesday, and SND employment change and the unemployment rates on Tuesday. Wednesday we don't really have anything on Wednesday. Thursday, I think the significant one next week is on Thursday. That is the rate statement from the Bank of England, so proposing a cut of 25 basis points in their interest rate. Let's see if that will happen. And then anticipating the cut in the interest rate of pounds, and if you want to align it with the US dollar strength, which means that we should see what the US dollar sell setup. So like I'll be looking at the US dollar sell setup prior to Thursday or before Thursday, you get, because rumor at least will still move the market. A rumor of the 25 basis point interest rate cut will still move the market. So let's see how it goes. So this is the significant one we have on next week in the economic activities. So let's go to the individual currencies. So like I said, this is a kind of an impulsive move, and I believe this is a replacement move. Even if you have the whole month like 1 2 3 4 5 to the upside, if you come to this level to you see what I'm actually saying there. And then you know this one too, this is a reversal candle. This two candle is a reversal candlestick. So let's go to the weekly time frame and see what is going on around that area. As you can see, this is also a reversal candle, because when we have a rejection here, this candle didn't break this one, so we have a a rejection at this particular area. So go to the daily time frame, you see what I'm actually saying. So on the norms, if we are to have a maybe a bullish continuation, like we do say impulsive retracement, impulsive, and then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low. There is no formation of higher high, and it breaks this higher low. So probably I believe that price came to form a lower high here, and then the lower low will soon get started. So that's what I actually see in that particular area. But for me, these are my safe zone right here. If you ask me, this is my safe zone. So I'm anticipating for price to drop from 1.16111. So that's what I'm actually waiting for. If price doesn't drop here, then it means that price might actually break this. And if price break 1.16111 to the upside, then I'll be looking for a bullish setup. You get? So that's my safe zone right there. But for me, I'm still waiting for price to reject at 1.61111 to the downside, and then this is my targets next week. So I'm on a sell bias on euro US dollar, but if price break 1.611 to the upside, then I think that the sell bias is not valid again, unless price came back inside that price level. So the next pair I want to look at is GBP US dollar. So let's first check the monthly time frame of the GBP US dollar. Like I was saying previously, this is also a bearish engulfing pattern. You get, this is a downtrend. Price has already changed, so probably we might see price coming back to this particular area. And then as you can see, this is a retracement candle to the upside. You get, this is a retracement candle. So for me, I believe that price might actually come to the side, and then we saw a rejection. We see a rejection from there. You get, so I believe that price might touch 1.33820 before the rejection. If you see this weekly time frame too, this is what I'm actually looking at around this particular area. But the moment price break 1.33820, it means that I'll be looking for a buy setup. Then you get, so this retracement should last to this particular area before we see a bearish setup, and then the first take profit at 1.31593, and then right with the second one at 1.27181. So let's see how it goes, because if you even check the overall, this thing is a head and shoulder, which also signifies a reversal pattern. You get, which also signifies that price might tend to reverse at this particular area. But if we go by the rule of head and shoulder to those that trade pattern, you see that this is the neckline. So price has break through the neckline, and then we might see a test of that neckline, and then you see price reject back to 1.31593. So that's what I'm actually looking at on the GBP US dollar. So the next pair is AUD USD. So for me, I think that we should see a bearish continuation on the AUD USD also. Okay, so there is nothing signified, and most of it are giving a reversal pattern stuff in the monthly time frame. So in the weekly time frame too, we can see the clear picture, but if you go to the 4-hour time frame, you see that probably we should see a bearish continuation. So this is where I'm looking to sell AUD US dollar. So this is my safe zone around this particular area. 0.64992 is my safe zone. So I want to sell AUD from here and then take my profit at 0.63879. So you can look at that particular area too. You get, so on Monday I'll wait for price to get to this particular area before looking for a sell setup back to 0.63879. And if price break this to the upside, and then I will put this as my last safe zone to sell this particular area right there. You get, so price might actually reject from there also. But if price breaks 0.65287, then it means that you should get ready for a long-term uptrend, you get, so which will last. So for now, I'm on a bearish bias on AUD US dollar. With as in the US dollar, here this one is even my safe zone around this particular area. Check what I'm actually looking at here. This is my safe zone, but you know, there are some situations where price might actually get to this particular area, so you can't overlook this area too as a safe zone to sell. You can't overlook it at all. It's not possible to overlook that particular area. So which means that if price didn't reject, if I didn't see any rejection candle and a confirmation in 4-hour time frame around this particular area, so I'll be looking for it around this area, you get, for price to get to this area and a sell setup from that particular area to the downside. And another thing might happen if we use Fibonacci. You get, so Fibonacci retracement might work around this area where price might move to 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level or 50% Fibonacci retracement level to reject back to the downside, because I think, you know, price keep creating a new low after a retracement around this area. This is a retracement, this is a new low, this is a new low, this is a retracement. You get, then price come here, you know, we saw a resistance around this area and then price rejects at this particular area. Then we now see the formation of a new low here, which is this. So which means that any retracement you see is an opportunity for you to look for a bearish setup on the US dollar. For me, on US dollar, Canadian dollar, I'm looking for a buy setup, which is a bullish setup after the retracement on Friday, which is caused by the disappointing on the NFP results. So we saw something like this, and the price came here and we saw this hammer candle, and price didn't close below this hammer candle week. You know, price didn't close below this week of the hammer candle, and here so there's a significant demand level around this area. So probably on Monday I'm looking for a buy setup on US dollar CAD, US dollar Canadian dollar, and then we'll look for a break of this high. So which means that stop loss is at this level 1.37490. that is where I put my stop loss. So on Monday I'll be looking for an entry around this particular zone. Okay, that's what I want to do on Monday. So let's see how it goes, and if price go below, if price touches stop loss, then which means that US dollar CAD, we might see a very long-term downtrend on US dollar CAD. But this is what I'm still looking at, a bullish on the US dollar. So on Euro AUD last week, I placed a buy from this area after I saw this head and shoulder before the news. So personally, I bought this from this particular area. Yes, after I saw this. So there's a particular pattern that make me buy this after the head and shoulder. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. I saw the pattern. Okay, this is the pattern. This is the pattern that is with the head and shoulder when I bought this on Friday. As you can see, so this is what make me buy this, and then we saw a very massive push up on the Euro AUD. So this next week, what are we looking at on Euro AUD? For me, I believe that we should still see the continuation of the upside, but you know, any retracement you see is an opportunity for you to look for a bullish setup on AUD, Euro AUD. So probably I'll be looking for a retracement, probably maybe back to this area, and it can happen. You might see a retracement back to 1.77403 or back to 1.71, and then, you know, a buy setup from that particular area. And you might not see a deep retracement. You get ease of 218. So I'll be looking at how price reacts to this particular area for a buy setup next week, because if you check the overall bias, so the overall bias is to the upside, and you might see price going as far as hitting this particular resistance level right there, maybe in couple of weeks. We get. So on US dollar Swiss franc, I'm looking for a buy setup on US dollar Swiss franc. Using this Fibonacci retracement level, you see that price is exactly at 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So we might see a bullish setup from there, with the fact that you see that this trend line break to the upside. And for me, I think this is just a retest. So if you go to the monthly time frame also, you see what I'm saying, like a reversal pattern that is a retracement that will soon reject, because as you can see, this is just like this is the second, so Monday will be the fourth. So you see that the month we are just in a new month, and you know, this kind of candle to, like I always say, to judge, you just see a small retracement and price will continue to go up. So let's see how it goes. Let's say it goes at that particular area. And another thing is that if we continue to see US dollar weakness, you get, after what happened on Friday, then we might see price breaking this. But what makes me think that we might not see that is because if you see this low didn't invalidate this low, you get, before it reject and break this high. So which means that for this place to be invalidated, this low will have to break back this particular low. So you understand? So this might be a retest of the breaking resistance level, and the see price, you know, start to go up. So let's see how it goes next week on US dollar Swiss franc. And then, you know, everything I did here is based on my own perspective, based on what I see in the market, and based on my own analysis to get. So it's not a financial advice. So go to the DBP JPY. So for me in DBP JPY on Friday, I want to buy from this particular area before the market open. But I feel like next week we should see a retracement from this area. Yeah, price cannot just keep selling like that without a retracement, especially when the whole trend is in an uptrend, as you can see. So it means that we should see a retracement here before we see a sell setup. So probably be around this area before we see, right? But what I want to do is to buy the JPY from this area on Monday. So I'll be putting up a buy around this area and a stop loss below that level. So this should be 1:3 or 1:4 risk to reward. So let's see how it goes around this particular level. And the last part I want to show you guys is US dollar JPY. So for me, I believe that US dollar JPY, even if price still want to go and further, I don't think that price can invalidate this particular low right here. So if you want to place your buy order, then you might actually have a large stop loss around this area, and then, you know, price might even come as low as coming to this particular area, and this is where you want to put your stop loss. You want to put your stop loss below 145,408, and then you want to put your stop loss above this particular area. See, so that's what I'm actually looking at on US dollar JPY, a buy setup from this particular area, and then a stop loss above this area, because if you see this high, it break this high before a retracement, which means that we are still in an uptrend. For this high to be invalidated, we have to break this low. So that's what I'm actually looking at on US dollar JPY. So guys, these are the weekly forex forecast. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A big thank you to everyone that has been supporting this channel from day one. And then don't forget to register the recommended broker and then recommended prop firm in the description box. And any issue you have with them, you can just come to my inbox and then we talk about it. So don't forget to join I'll be putting the link of that Headwinner account competition in the description box. So click and join. You can just join with 10,000 naira, and then you stand a chance to win up to 300k, which is not a financial advice, you get. So it's just for entertainment purpose, you know. Competition are entertaining, you get. So I'll be putting the link in the description. But so see you next week. Have a lovely trading week ahead, and don't forget to trade safely.